So we're here at Highgrove, His Majesty's residence. They take inspiration from the garden. All the students go around the garden. We're obviously on the edge of the Cotswolds, so there's lots of makers here around who come in and would support the course, and we go out as well and visit workshops so they get that experience. So yeah, it's a cracking place to be. So the King's Foundation is a charity that deals with education and sustainability and community. So this programme and the part of the charity is about furniture making, about British timbers and maintaining traditional crafts. It's all so unique and so lovely. There's so many different, there's variety even in the same tree, different colours, different parts of the, there's no other material really that's got so much variety in it. And we're the last little bit of the story. That tree's been growing for maybe 120 years with various foresters looking after it over years and years and years, thinning the trees, cutting the limbs off at the right times, and then it's sawn, and a sawmiller looks after it and dries it for about 5 years, and then if we're lucky we get to use it as a maker, and we're the very last bit in the chain before it goes off into the world to have a home. So that's a real privilege. Lots of what we make is tricky, it's hard, things go wrong, and it's how you fix those things as much as having a beautiful idea. And then obviously learning about British timbers and understanding how timber moves and what's good, what's bad. It's a lifelong pursuit. You're not going to learn it in 16 weeks, but we try to set them off on a good path. Most of our timber in the UK comes from abroad, and we have beautiful British timbers and we're not using enough of them. So obviously it's better for sustainability to be using materials that are here. So British timber is full of character. The woodland is not necessarily managed as well as it should be anymore. So we've got used to importing timber from Europe and from abroad, from America, where the trees are larger, they're perhaps maintained a little bit better, and so there's not as much character in the timber. We've been spoilt, I suppose, and we're used to timber that's quite straight and plain and boring. And British timber has character. Some would call it defects, we call it character, and we should be celebrating that and getting used to it because it's good timber to use. People would have used that timber many years ago and they would have accepted and worked with things like knots. And those pieces of furniture are still around, they're still perfectly serviceable and beautiful, but we need to re-educate ourselves and the public about what is good and what is acceptable. The current programme is the Create programme, and it's called Rethinking Wood for Furniture. It's 16 weeks long. We currently have 6 students on the cohort, so it's really a small cohort, and they stay on site. The programme is fully funded, so they just have to pay their living expenses. They get a bench each for the duration of their stay, a set of tools that they can use while they're here, and a huge collection of timbers, British timbers, to play with.
I get inspiration from a lot of different places. Most of them are based on things I'm kind of passionate about. So like my final project at uni was to do with health and well-being and based off the sea. And then this project I'm currently working on is a chair that I'm designing for women and the lack of women higher up in the design industry in high positions. It is a captain's chair, which is a style of Windsor chair, and the captain's chair were originally used on ships for men in position of power whilst they were on their shifts on watch, so it was designed to keep them awake and focused for a long time, but also comfortable and allow them to do their job well. So it's kind of translating that, but for a woman in an office and in that sort of setting in the design industry. I also really like when you finish a piece and you can just see what you've made yourself and that sense of accomplishment and like that feeling. Like I feel great when I finish my piece of work and seeing it in front of me all done, having it go from an idea that's in my head that hasn't been done before to something physically in front of me just is a really nice feeling. I sort of start with very broad general topics or a question I often start with, and then I sort of explore all the ideas surrounding it. Like I go broader from there, and then I start experimenting, doing loads of sketches, lots of research, and with that it starts to narrow down to sort of a few favourite ideas, and then with my own personal feeling and with external feedback I narrow it down to one idea. And then I don't like to stick to a final design before I've started making because often it changes as you're making, but yeah, to have a clear idea as you go in and then allow for adaptation is good as well. I do a lot of steam bending, so for that I've been using ash because ash is super, it has a good grain for steam bending, often has quite a straight grain, and also is just super flexible when it comes to getting the bends that I want. And then for some of my other projects, I've been working with sycamore just because it's a lovely material, like aesthetically for me, and it's also just gives a really nice finish. It kind of depends on the project, so it just depends what is a priority, because all the woods have different properties and what they're best for, so it varies. I think it's really nice in that it kind of combats this new fast fashion, fast furniture like way of living we have, and really makes you like slow down and appreciate your objects for a longer period of time, and just more work and more effort goes into them. And I think it's just when they're handcrafted and appreciated, you just build a better connection between the user, the maker, and the piece itself, and I think that's really important. I would say just say yes to as many opportunities as you can. Like a wide range of experiences is really useful. And also talk to people in the industry, just anyone. Networking is great and knowing people is great. And yeah, again, just allowing yourself to have a wide range of opportunities. This course has really bridged the gap between uni and the industry for me, because coming out of uni, I feel like I was kind of in an education bubble. Like I didn't have a lot of experience within the industry. So it was really nice to meet lots of people within the industry and speak to professionals, and yeah, I think that will really help me in my future, and I kind of see myself working for companies or working for other people for the next sort of few years, and then eventually I think I would like to set up my own business, my own studio. I really like that it feels like the right size, like me and 5 other people feels like the perfect amount of people that we all give each other support and feedback, and it's just, yeah, a really nice environment. We're all equally as committed and equally as creative, but still have very different styles. So it just creates a really nice environment, and that's been one of my favourite bits of the course.
From a young age, grew up sort of in the countryside in Cornwall, and I sort of love being outdoors, love being surrounded by wood, and made me interested in sort of timber and working with timber. As you can see on my bench, I mean, most of it is ash. I love ash. I love ash as a tree when it's growing, but also working with it. It's quite a varied timber. You have a lot of olive ash and you get white ash. There's 2 different sort of tonal characters of the tree, which is sort of what my chair sort of is getting at. And yeah, it's just a beautiful material to work with. But I've recently been working with sycamore, which sort of I've never worked with before, which is a beautiful timber to work with as well. Super white and super clean, and just a nice material to machine as well. So I think my work is definitely heavily linked with the workshop. I find that is my greatest probably strength, is sort of developing through prototypes and developing through making. I definitely start off with sketching first. I think that's key to my practice especially. But yeah, I have such a 3D brain that I want to make it to see how it works. I want to sit on it and I also want to use it, and that's how I think I work through my ideas, yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely, for me, bridged that gap between sort of timber growing and trees growing to the final product. I think I was working with a lot of timber that came in kiln drying, and it was just sort of in like planed all round basically, so it had edges on already. So working with an actual sawn board, and visiting the woodlands and things like that has been super insightful. It's something that I want to work with more, looking at the woodlands more and sort of picking out boards on site as well. That is a super nice process, and quite lucky to have that on this program. You don't need much to get into woodwork. That's one thing. I mean, you can start off with just a knife and like a disc chisel and just make a spoon and things like that, and see what you like. Just do loads of different stuff basically. Get involved in some green woodworking. Try and get a day in a workshop. I think just try and do as many different things as possible and see which one you like the most. There are lots of things out there that you can do. For example, down the road, Westonbirt have a really good 6-day chair making course and things like that. Just those little week-long things you can fit into a holiday or time off work. I think just go for it.